I am Vinnie Tortorich. Folks, your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed. We got the beautiful Miss Anna Vocino. She comes in every Monday, whether we want her to or not.
Oh. Or not.
Yeah.
Is there an option? I get it. There's an option?
No, you have to be here.
Oh, okay.
It's mandated.
Hold on.
You don't have an option.
Okay.
I will play that Luca song if you want to hear what an option sounds like.
Do not. We cannot take that. Nobody needs to hear that ever again.
But no, we Anna and I just did 10 minutes on another Suzanne Vega song.
We spared you,
Luca.
Audience.
And the song was a hit. It was a bona fide hit.
Nonstop radio play for the saddest song.
Literally, I wanted to put a gun in my mouth every time I heard the song. It made, man, look, listen, if there's any kind of abuse in your life and you're listening to this podcast, run.
Get out.
You know, there's a thing, I learned this from a friend of mine. It's called riding the tiger. Do you know what that means, Anna? Mm-mm. We do it in a lot of ways in life. You know, we ride the tiger. It's an old, I don't know if it's an Asian proverb. I don't know if it's Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees. I don't know what it is.
Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees. Look at these. I was trying to explain that to a Gen Zer and I was like, here's some racist shit we used to say. And I said the phrase and then they were like, but why? And I was like, I don't know.
No, I
don't know.
Yeah.
We also said milk, milk. I said, finish this sentence. Milk, milk, lemonade.
You want me to
finish that sentence? Yes.
Yeah. Milk, milk, lemonade, something, something. I can't do it now. I knew it.
I know you will know this because you're of the generation that we used to say it on the playground or whatever.
Yeah.
Milk, milk. So and you point to your boobs. Milk, milk. And you point down there, lemonade. Round the corner, fudge is made.
Yeah.
You point to your butt.
I was trying to figure out what you had to say with the butt, but I couldn't.
I was explaining this horrible shit we used to say to Gen Zers, and they were literally like, wow.
They used to have a bumper sticker. You know, back when people would hitchhike. I know now it's a foreign thing, like no one.
Yeah, you would never hitchhike.
But back in the 70s, hitchhiking, you know, now we have Uber, which is, you know, legal hitchhiking, but people would just hitchhike. And I know, kids, it sounds weird, but you would put your thumb up and someone would come by and stop and give you a ride for free. And about 92% of the time, it would work out just fine. And
then 8% of the time, you'd be murdered.
Yeah. If you got, you know, like one of the serial killers that were traipsing about the country, and especially the one that was in a VW Bug. What's his name? God, who did the VW Bug?
I don't remember who did the VW Bug.
Oh, no, it was a blue VW Bug. He was the guy.
Dahmer would pick up guys at the...
No, not Dahmer. No, the guy that did the VW
Charles
Bug.
Manson.
Oh, no. This was a good-looking guy, and women would...
Manson.
No, not Charles Manson.
Okay, serial killer
in a VW Bug. It's killing me that I'm not...
Oh, Ted Bundy. He is the good-looking one. I was confusing him with Charles Manson.
Looking for Mr. Goodbar. Yeah. You know, it's like, just don't get in a VW Bug and you'll be safe. Ted Bundy would pick you up and, kill you.
He had that beige colored VW Bug.
Yeah, I thought it was like the light blue, but it was beige and it had a lot of Bondo and it was like beat up a bit. But yeah, people would hitchhike back in the 70s.
Yeah.
That was a whole, why did we get onto this? Oh,
I don't know. We're talking about
why
70-year-olds look better now than they used to.
Yeah, we're getting into that.
And we're going to do a weight loss plateau 101.
101. We're going to talk about getting through the plateaus. But back in the 70s when people would hitchhike, there was a famous bumper sticker that said, I want to make sure I get it right. Gas, grass, or ass, nobody rides free. So
you have to put out sexually.
Yeah, so if someone
give them weed.
Yeah, they would pick you up. But you see, we didn't have Uber back then, so you couldn't Uber them money. So you either gave them weed, paid for a little gas, and if you didn't have those two things, you would have to put out.
You're blowing a dude.
Yeah. Yeah, you're blowing Ted Bundy if you want to get in that car.
And then he will blow you.
Yeah, then he will.
That your soul will leave your body when he murders you.
But that was a famous, and I bet you can look it up right now.
I believe that.
Bumper sticker: gas, grass, or ass. Nobody rides free.
Nobody rides free. Nobody.
Yeah, that was a stickler. That guy wanted something if he was going to take it down the road. Yeah.
But also, too, what if since it's a bumper sticker, and if you're hitchhiking, let's think of the logistics for a second. They're approaching you, so you're not going to see the bumper sticker because it's behind the car.
Right. Well, that's
so do you have to wait until you get into the car, and then he has to verbally say, "Hey, just so you know, it's gas, grass, or ass."
Well, they can either
struck at the moment of pickup.
Right, so you could do one of two things. You could put the bumper sticker on the front bumper.
Sure.
So the person can see, and you could just point to the front of the car, or you can say, "Listen, before you get in, before you get in, go ahead and look behind the car there, and you'll see what the deal is." Right? I guess that's what they would do. But I always wondered about the guy that had that sticker on his car. Number one, he's not married. He can't.
No, I don't think a wife would let a husband apply
and number
that
two,
bumper sticker to the car.
How is he going to get a date?
I don't think any self-respecting woman would love to date a guy with that bumper sticker unless he had like the best car, and then you're like, okay, he's kind of an asshole, but he's got a really nice car.
And here's the thing.
He's ruined with that bumper sticker.
You can't really put bumper stickers on modern cars now because there's no chrome bumper. It's just a painted plastic thing that goes over the bumper. And
people do though. I've never put a bumper sticker on a car.
Yeah, I've never been a bumper sticker guy either.
It's too much.
Yeah, it's like, what am I doing?
I don't care about any message enough to put it on my car.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Well, I live in Charlottesville, and people are very, very into their bumper stickers here.
Oh, I'm sure.
And if you got one, you got 20. That's the kind
I feel like you're in for one, you're in for 20, though.
Yeah.
That's the personality type.
And I like getting behind these people because I like to do a little reading while I'm driving.
It's very illuminating. And then you kind of you have to design a picture of who they are based on the messaging.
Have you ever seen the one that says coexist?
Yes, with the different symbols.
All the different symbols.
The fish and the star and the...
Yeah, Star of David and the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But, what you're saying is we should all get along.
Yeah.
So I saw one the other day, and it said coexist. And then it said on the other side, fuck Trump. I'm sitting there going, wait, you just said
that's their their not caveat. What is it? Like their exception?
Yeah, it's like we will coexist with anyone, any one of these religions right here. Some of them are trying to kill me. I don't care, but fuck this guy. It's like, all right, just wanted to know where you drew that line. Yeah. Okay. Good.
That's exactly why I just don't care about any messaging enough to put it on the bumper of my car.
Well, there you have it, folks. We're going to talk about a couple of things here. First, Anna, that article I sent you, it came to me through Serena, and people bring up this kind of thing to me all the time. Mm-hmm. So let's give a little flavor of the article. It's an easy reading article. It's from one of the British.
Yeah, it's from the Times.
.com.
But it's an article about why it's titled "Why 70-Year-Olds Look Better Today Than They Ever Have." Now,
before you get into it, people always do. They'll put look at Betty White when she was 55, and look at J-Lo, right? And that kind of thing. So go on. So that's what we're talking about here.
I mean, and then there's a picture of, Stanley Tucci and Meryl Streep versus, some old British people. I don't know who they are. There's
around the same age.
Brad Pitt is 61 now. I think he's kind of borderline. You're that, what are you, 62? So you're both that kind of same generation of not quite Gen X and not quite Boomer.
Tucci, well, we still fit. I'm the last year that I think they called it Boomer, 1962. Brad Pitt, they call us boomers, but We're not
But
boomers.
Gen X is supposed to be 65 to 80. So I feel like you might be now classified as a boomer.
No, we are, they call my year boomer.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the deal.
Yet I associate people older than you.
Yeah. But they call us, but we're the last boomers. I've always called my generation the nowhere generation. If you're 61, 62, or 63, we all quietly got it done without, so basically when you're a group, like, what are you, a Z? What do they call you?
No, I'm an X. I'm Gen X. I'm 73.
Gen X.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the eldest Gen X's are turning 60 this year.
Right. But here's the deal. What they do is they market, that's how they come up with it. You see, Madison Avenue has to figure out how to market to groups.
Right.
They call my age the boom. We're like the last boomers. Right. So we're not boomers at all. Right. And my brother, who's 1 year older,
because the whole thing is everybody's come back from World War II and they're having babies.
Right.
Parents had long since come back from World War II.
Yeah, World War II was way over with and the whole thing. So we're not boomers. I've always called us the nowhere generation. We don't fit into your generation and we don't fit into boomers. I think Madison Avenue looked at those couple of years and said, we're not going to market to them. And
Gen X is notoriously not marketed to. We're the forgotten generation.
But in that, you guys are marketed to as the not, there is a market for you guys. My thing is, we don't fit into you and we don't fit into them.
Right.
So we quietly walked around in Hanes t-shirts and Levi 501s and Chuck Taylors, and everyone left us alone.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of us became successful, and people are like, who are those guys again? Where do they fit in?
Yeah.
Why don't they show up at the country club? Like, my best friend here, my closest friend, a guy named Matthew, he's exactly my age. He's very well, he's done very well in his life. Mm-hmm. And we were sitting around with a guy one night having a drink, and the guy is your age, and he belongs to a country club. Mm-hmm. Now, everyone in this town has tried to get both me and Matthew. We talk about it a few times. Like, no matter what, people are like, why aren't you in a country club? Why aren't you in a you got to go to a country club. And the place has our country club sounds like a joke that the Simpsons would make.
Right.
It's called Farmington, as everyone jokes. Literally, the country club is called Farmington. It sounds like a joke.
I've been there.
You've been to it? So you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay. Everyone, why aren't you joining Farmington? It's like, I got better things to do with my money. Number one. Number two, once I join, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do at a country club. We don't.
I feel like if you're not a golfer and you're not socializing there, there's no point.
I would love to start playing golf again if I had time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't have time to play. I learned how to play golf when I was a kid. I love golf. Sometimes I go out and hit balls. But even if I started playing golf, guess where I'm going to play? Public course.
Yeah.
Because I grew up playing a public course.
Courses are awesome.
Yeah. They got everything you need. They got the hole and whatnot. They got the sand traps. They got the tee. You play a public course.
And affordable rounds.
Yeah. You just show up and you pay a fee and you get to go play.
Yeah.
Right. And, I used to play when I was younger. Sometimes I go out, just show up and I play with, if they have a threesome going out, they stick me with the threesome and I'd be the fourth guy and we'd go. I don't know why I would belong to a country club.
Right.
And neither does Matthew. Yet he and I brought it up one day. I said, Matthew, you belong to that country club? And he goes, are you kidding? And he goes, do you? And I went, no. And I said, but about once a month, someone takes me there to go eat at the club. And I graciously go because they make a really good hamburger, right? Yeah. And they make really good things. So I'll go. And then they give me the push. Hey, let me show you around the club. It got to the point where one day a guy brought me there and I said, no, let me show you around the club. I feel like I can give the tour now because I've been shown around this club enough times. Our generation, this age, has never bought into the country club or that we need something special. we're comfortable in our own skin. People like me and Don Coddington, hang on.
It's the billionaire, Don Coddington.
And Dan Lynch, we get together and we go climb a mountain every summer, and we think that's the best thing in the world.
Because it is.
And it causes us to stay in shape and to be accountable to what we're doing. We don't have to go have drinks at a country club.
Right.
So that's the lifestyle that we stay away from. That's our generation. Now our generation is like Stanley Tucci is my age also.
Yeah.
Right? You don't think of Stanley Tucci as being... I love the Tooch. Is Tucci older than me or younger than me? I think he's a year younger than me.
Find out. 64.
Oh, so he's about a year older than me because I'm turning 63.
He'll be turning 65 this year, though. He's born in 1960.
So he's about Kristen's age, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kristen's a year older than us. So, yeah, this is who this article is talking about. So let's hear what the article has to say.
Yeah, it is an interesting article. It's basically talking about the thing that we've all said. I remember watching an interview with George Carlin at age 40. Now, granted, hard living, lots of drugs, but I was like, that guy looks 70. Doesn't look 40, you know? So they're saying that, you know, obviously more people exercise now than they used to. People don't smoke like they used to. Many 70-year-olds today look like their parents did at 60. In the space of a single generation, those born before the war versus those born after it, there's been a remarkable transformation in health, longevity, and well-being. This trend reaches well beyond tweaked and pampered Hollywood celebrities, such as Meryl Streep, who, by the way, I had no idea Meryl Streep was 76. She looks fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I would think that even just getting out of, we grew up with smoking sections, and you would just be in the smoke on the airplane, in the restaurant, in the library, wherever you are, you would just be in smoke.
Right.
And even if you didn't smoke, you had to be in the smoke.
When I worked in clubs when I was in college, I came home and the next morning, you know, your hair, everything smells like smoke. You would have to take a Silkwood shower, speaking of Meryl Streep.
Yeah. I feel like you kind of didn't notice it, but you did notice it. But I remember when they got rid of smoking in bars and restaurants in both Georgia and California. And it was such a big deal. And being like, are people going to be able to do this? Now it would be so weird. It's weird. Like when you go to Vegas and they're still smoking indoors, you're like, what are they doing? Okay.
Well, Anna, when I first started flying,
gross, and you're like, ah.
When I first started flying, when you got to altitude, they would walk around and ask you if you wanted a cigar.
Oh.
Just hand out cigars in some airlines.
That is disgusting.
Can you imagine? Everyone was smoking. When I first started flying, people would get on a plane, and I think they would tell you you can't smoke until the plane actually takes off because they're not circulating the good air yet.
Right.
So you can't smoke until, you know, and then as soon as the plane got up a bit and it started moving, and just like when they go ding, you know, with the light for, you know, the seatbelt, you can now smoke.
It's weird that their planes still have the non-smoking sign, and then they would turn that non-smoking. And also it would be like a section. And if you think about it, if you wanted to smoke, you had to sit in the back of the plane, which is a crappy.
Anna, you're wrong.
Oh.
You're not often wrong. We should mark this date down.
Well, last time I flew to Europe, when I was 15, the smoking section, because I was trying to get in there because I wanted to steal a cigarette.
Yeah.
When I was 15.
Well, here's the deal. It used to be you could smoke anywhere on the plane. Remember I talked about the cigars?
Yeah.
And then they decided, okay, we're going to make a smoking section. Now, hear this. We're in a fucking tube.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all in the same
14,
tube.
No smoking. Row 15,
smoke
you can smoke.
Smoke away. Yeah. So, yeah, when I'm talking about the cigar thing, they
didn't do that.
Yeah, that was the whole plane. And then they stopped that around the time they started doing from row 18 back, you can smoke.
Okay, so that's when I came up.
Yeah, you came up and that came around.
Yeah.
You were behind me.
Yeah.
Right? So that's
Oh, I thought you meant I was wrong because they could smoke at the front of the plane.
at one
I was
time you could smoke anywhere
But
in
I'm
the plane.
saying when they came up with the section, it's not like you were in like first class.
Well, that was the other thing. And someone's going to tell me I'm wrong about this. We might be able to look it up. I think the way it worked was if you had a first class ticket, you can smoke. Or if you were behind row 18, you could smoke. But there was like these 10 seats in between. There was no smoking. And it was the
No smoking.
It was,
Someone's behind you exhaling smoke into your head. Like what?
Yeah, it was just bizarre. It was bizarre.
Well, so that it's good, I think that, people are just taking better care of themselves. And I always say, anybody who ever asks about skincare stuff, I'm like, listen, my face is definitely falling off my face. I'm definitely aging, but I really swear by cutting out sugar immediately, if not sooner. Cut out the sugar, you guys, and your skin's going to get better.
So let's talk about the article a little bit. We're talking about it here, but all right. So people back then, we look younger now. I think we're the first generation, meaning my generation, that nowhere generation that I talk about. Mm-hmm. And I think it meanders into your generation also, where we all kind of took a look around and said, Peter Pan, I don't want to get old. Right.
Right.
And, look, I looked around a few weeks ago and famously said, I used to rollerblade. Why don't I rollerblade anymore?
Right.
Right. Why is that? And the only reason I didn't rollerblade anymore is because I didn't have rollerblades anymore. That's easy. I went out and got some cheap ass rollerblades and now I'm rollerblading again.
Great. I love it.
Right. So, and you'll go, oh, come on, you're coming up on 63 then. What are you doing? I'm working on my balance. I'm on my feet. I'm enjoying the outdoors. I'm exercising. It's something you can do year round, except I guess on snow days, which happens like twice a year here. You can rollerblade all the time. And you go, what's so special about rollerblading? Nothing. Elaine Lalaine is still skateboarding and she's in her 90s.
Yeah.
It causes you. And by the way, the thing that got me thinking about rollerblading was I get on that balance board that I have here, right here in my office while I'm watching television. Instead of sitting on my ass, I'll get on the balance board. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm working on my balance. Right.
Yeah.
And that helps me, when you get into the kayak and into the rowboats, right? You have to center yourself and get that balance, get that mojo going. Because now you got to keep that mojo going in your head while you're rowing a boat. Right. And there's no chine on those boats. They'll flip in a heartbeat because they're top heavy and there's no chine. Right. There's nothing to stop it. So you go, okay, you're doing that. Why did you stop skating? And I didn't have a good reason other than I got so busy and I was cycling all the time and everything else. Right. Which brings up another point. Then you don't cycle much anymore. Well, I'm scared to go on the road. Everyone's texting when they're driving. But I got an off-road bike. And I started taking my off-road bike out again.
That's good.
Right. So there are things you can do. Now, I'm going to ask you this question. I want you to be honest. Take my face out of the equation because I look at Stanley Tucci and I go, okay, good looking. He's still good looking. He's probably doing some injections or something.
Probably.
I'm sure Brad Pitt has had a lift or two and doing an injection. But I think if you take my face out of it, my body doesn't look 63.
I think your face is definitely in Tucci-ville.
But you didn't say Brad Pittville, I noticed.
Nobody looks like Brad Pitt.
Not even Brad Pitt?
Not even Brad Pitt.
But you understand what I'm getting at.
No, you look great.
Your face, you can't stop it. I'm not going to do any kind of injections. I'm not going to pump up anything. So you end up looking older. But I'll look at the rest of my body and go, okay, I can do something about that, right? As a matter of fact, this year, I decided, okay, less with the aerobics. I've been doing that, do at least 365 hours of aerobics per year. And every year I was hitting somewhere around 450 hours. So I was doing more than an hour a day.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, screw that. I need to make sure I'm keeping muscle on my body. Right. So I need to crack back on that because you only have X amount of time to exercise every day.
Right.
So since you only have X time, I can't do more. right? So I can switch that time out and do more weightlifting, and I'm seeing major results from that, right? And if your body is looking better, guess what? Everything else on the inside's got to be looking better too. It just stands to reason.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what's going on here when you see Meryl Streep and Stanley Tucci. Look, everyone's getting a little pump up. Dolly Parton is the same way. She's starting to look like a caricature of herself, but the woman keeps herself in great shape.
Yeah, she does.
Right? Nobody looks like they looked. And look, we have better hair dye, even though I'm losing my hair. My hair is almost all the way gone. But there's better hair dyes and better everything to where people can look a certain way. And when you look
there's all kinds of things to do with your appearance, but I feel like the health of it all, people just look healthier.
And when you look healthier, you feel healthier and you make healthier choices. I said it in my book, all they care about is looking good. And if that's the motivation I need to get someone in shape is that they want to look good, I'll get them healthy.
Yeah.
But the motivation is you want to look good. Okay, we're going to get you to look good. Right?
Well,
and then the byproduct is you'll be healthy.
I know we need to do an ad. But
Okay.
I want to use this as a segue into talking about weight loss plateaus. If somebody's plateauing, which we get them summer blah blues from folks, and we get the questions like, carb creep, the plateaus, I always say it's a great time. I love after 4th of July because you don't have anything until Labor Day. I mean, if you're taking a vacation, but it's a good time to recommit to your goals.
Yeah. So let's do an ad for Villa Capelli and then we'll get into plateaus.
Are you referring to Villa Capelli, the best olive oil on the planet?
The only olive oil on the planet.
The only olive oil that should exist ever on the planet?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is delicious. It is real olive oil. It is pungent. It has a flavor. It has the Puglia pinch. And that's all the polyphenols. When you drink it, it has a little peppery finish at the end. Those are the polyphenols hitting you at the back of your palate when you taste it. And they're so good. And then it gets even better when you heat it up and you cook things in it. I use Villa Capelli every single day. In fact, I'm soaking chicken right now with Villa Capelli, dill ranch seasoning, Dijon mustard, and lemon juice. And then I'm going to put that chicken in the air fryer. Lauren just bought a head of lettuce. I'm going to make a dressing. We use it every day. At least there's at least one meal a day that has Villa Capelli in it. If you want to get some, and you should, you need to head on over to villacapelli.com. Use the discount code Vinnie, VINNIE. You'll get 10% off your order each and every time you make a purchase. We always say get your cart size to $140 to $145 so that when you use the discount code Vinnie, VINNIE, and you get 10% off your order, you still qualify for the free shipping because you got to reach that threshold. So grab yourself some Villa Capelli. You will not regret it.
Wait, Anna?
Yeah.
Okay, I looked up this guy. Do not look him up. Well, I'm going to give you a name, and I don't want you to look him up. I want you to give me a knee-jerk reaction on his age. You ready? Mark Maron.
Oh, I already know how old he is because he's in my friend's show.
Which show is that?
Stick.
Yeah, I just watched Stick, and that's why I was thinking of Mark Maron. How old is he? Without looking him up. You're looking him up.
He's 61.
And guess when he was born?
Oh, September 27th.
He and I were born exactly 1 year apart. Mm-hmm. Okay. When I saw him in Stick, I was like, is Mark Maron coming up on 70? Why do they have a...
But I always wondered the former, alcoholics and...
Yeah, I think that's out there. He talks about that. So
yeah. Oh, no, he talks about it.
Yeah.
But no, I think that if
you're right.
With that, it might age you more.
Yeah. That's true. But, I was looking at him and I was like, and they have him with this younger woman in Stick, right? But young, not only is she younger, but she's younger and she's of, I don't know, Mexican or some kind of Spanish descent. So her skin doesn't crack. She looks even younger.
Her skin is, so you can't actually tell how old she is, but she looks younger.
She would never be with this 70-year-old dude. And then I'm looking around going, oh, wait. I just looked him up while you were doing Villa Capelli.
I know.
He's 1 year younger than me.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck him. Who cares?
Yeah. Screw Mark Maron and your 16-year-old ass. So, but there you have it. I mean,
I actually thought when I watched it, I was like, oh no, she has to make out with him. I wonder how many takes they have to do.
do you know her?
No, I don't know her.
She's cute. Like
She is.
in real life, I would date her.
No, she's adorable.
Yeah, in real life, if Serena wasn't around or whatever, and this woman,
We love Mark Maron. We love Mark Maron.
Look, I'm just Mark Maron tells the truth. I'm going to sit here and tell the truth, right? No, there's nothing to hide here. Mark Maron looks
Also,
70.
too, I think that they made him look schlubbier than he actually is for the part. I really do. Like they gave his hair was shaggy. He had like facial hair, scraggly beard situation.
And by the way,
that being said, I still was like, oh, she has to make out with him.
That's a great show, by the way.
It's great.
Yeah.
Well, that's never mind. We'll talk about it off the air.
Oh, I don't know who I should have seen.
Jason Keller.
Really? All right. We'll talk later.
Yeah.
All right.
It's Andrea's fiance. It's his show. It's Jason Keller.
She wasn't in this, right? Because she shows up everywhere else.
I know.
She literally shows. I'm watching something. It's like, oh, there's Andrea again. Yeah. I almost hate her for that. Okay. People who plateau.
Yes.
Here's the deal. It's funny. I've been getting a lot of phone calls lately of, hey, I know this works. I love you to death and the whole thing, but I'm on a plateau.
Right.
And, usually it happens when I notice, and this could just be me. At some point, everyone takes a vacation in the summer, right? And that's usually whenever I take them back, I'll go, okay, are you doing everything you were doing? Yeah, I'm doing everything I was doing. Everything. Yeah. And then when you question them enough, they'll go, well, we took 2 weeks and we took 1 week. We went to the in-laws, and then we took another week. We went to Europe, or we went to somewhere. I've heard everything from the Grand Canyon.
By the way, that's great. Go take a vacation.
And by the way, if you want to put a little life into living, do that too.
Yeah.
But realize when you do that the weight loss is going to come to a stop.
You got to snatch it back up.
Right. And when you get back, and when you talk to them, you find out that they were loving life a little too much. And when they got back, they thought, you know what? I got it now. That's the problem most people have. I got this. I can enjoy ice cream from time to time.
Right.
Unfortunately, that's not the facts.
Yeah, I know.
It's just not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you that it was, but it's not. You have to get back in. I was just talking to Chris, and that show is coming out on Wednesday. The pandemic. Some people are still complaining about the pandemic.
Somebody had said something about COVID. Well, COVID really affected business. And I was like, okay, I understand that, but we're at year 5.
Yeah.
Post-COVID.
As you know, COVID.
We need to either figure out a new business or figure out a new health goal. You know what I mean? Like I'm tired of saying COVID. Let's be done.
Right. And by the way, we went through COVID and we made more money with my businesses.
Interesting.
Because everyone wanted vitamin D, everyone wanted zinc. We couldn't keep that stuff in stock. And then at the end of COVID, when all of those supply chain things happened and everyone was blaming the supply chain thing on COVID, I don't know if it was COVID or not. All I knew was we could not get raw ingredients to make product.
Right.
And then my business partner lost his mind over the whole thing and wasn't being truthful with me. And, and by the way, here we are. And we brought it back.
Yeah.
I had to bring it back myself. And it wasn't cheap.
Yeah.
But there are ways to do things. You either go, I'm going to walk through this fire and get to the other side. And I'm not just talking about my business here, folks. I'm talking about you and your plateau. You can say to yourself, okay, fuck it. I'm going to go back and I'm going to gain 150 pounds back and I don't care anymore because I haven't lost weight in a month or 2 months or fill in the blank. Or I can walk through this fire to the other side because I know the grass is going to be greener. I know life is going to be better. And as I always say, when you're on a plateau, you're not losing weight, but you ain't gaining weight.
Right.
Right. And that's the part people have to remember. You have to take the positive out of everything. Right. And I was looking at my business and there was no positive because I was like, well, I'm not losing money. Well, I'm not making money, but I'm losing money too. Right. I had a double problem and I had to fix them both. When you're on a plateau, you got one problem. You're not gaining weight, but you're not losing, and you want to keep losing because you're not at your goal weight. And that's a problem. Right?
So can I redefine? Can I be clear about definitions? Because I feel like when we're clear about accurate definitions, we can then come up with a game plan to move forward, right?
Yes.
So if someone's plateauing, I think I'm on a plateau that it's become like a catch-all phrase.
Mm-hmm.
So the situation you just described, which is, well, in the summer we had this trip and that trip, and then we had the work thing, and then it was really hard, and then the stressful period, then we had the end of the quarter or whatever, all those things. And so now I'm plateauing when really you're not plateauing. You went off the reservation.
Right.
I probably can't say that. You went off plan for an extended
You just
amount
say
of
you
time,
went off the reservation.
but your body is so intelligent that it's like what you said, you haven't started really gaining the weight back yet, but it's probably imminent if you were to continue those behaviors.
If you continue down that road. Now, I'm going to tell you what I used to hear, and I'm going to tell you what I hear now.
Okay.
And by the way, when I say these are things I hear, I do consults with people. Anyone can sign up for a consult at any time. Just go to VinnieTortorich.com. You'll see you can talk to Vinnie today, which is a lie. You could talk to me if you sign up today, the next day.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not so bad. It's kind of a lie. It's a white lie. So I think I had Debbie change that on the site, but I'm getting ready to revamp my whole site. So I'm going to make sure that the lie goes away.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm revamping other stuff first. So
because you're putting the workouts up?
Yeah, that's coming. A lot of stuff is happening, Anna. Calm down. Calm down. You get the workouts for free because you know the right guy.
Thank you.
Okay, calm down. So
gas, grass, or ass? Okay.
Nobody rides free. Okay.
That's the name of this episode.
Yeah, gas, grass, and ass. Debbie, there's your time.
Or. It's not and. It's or.
Yeah.
Don't get greedy.
All right. You ready?
Gas, grass, or ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to get them all.
What's the other thing that you hear?
All right. So the thing I used to hear a lot was, hey, man, I plateaued and I did what you said never to do.
Oh, what's that?
Because what did you do? I started intermittent fasting.
Oh, fasting. Yeah.
And I'll go, how's that working? Well, moved the scale for a little bit. I lost another couple of pounds and then it stopped again. But I'm eating within a window, and then I decided to do OMAD, which means one meal a day. So now you're shrinking your window even more. And that worked. And I lost another couple of pounds, and then that stopped. And then I tried to go back to NSNG, and I feel like I'm gaining some weight. So you see, what happens is when you try to start serving too many kings, you have a problem. I tell them just stick to no sugars, no grains. Their body's going to level out, because when you go to one meal a day, your body's starving most of the day. And I get it. Your autophagy and all this other blah, 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 blah. I get it. Stop it. Okay. Stop with the autophagy. So what happens
Isn't it okay to do it like once in a while?
It is, but when you start doing it as a weight loss trick, it becomes a problem. And then you go from, missing just breakfast and then eating within a 6-hour window, and then you get to one meal a day. So what happens? Your brain regulates and goes, okay, hang on. Anna's over there just feeding me once a day. So I need to slow the metabolism down. I need to do all this stuff, and I need to hang on to everything. Mm-hmm. It becomes a different problem. And then when you go back to trying to eat again, your body tries to overcompensate, but it levels out.
Okay.
Right? You can't serve that many kings.
Right.
Right? You can only do one thing at a time and do it right. So that's problem number one. But you know what I'm hearing now? That used to be the old story. Vinnie, I tried everything. I lost 100 pounds doing what you told me to do. I stopped losing weight. I went to my doctor, and they always tell this lie. I love this lie. I went to my doctor for my yearly checkup, and my doctor suggested a GLP-1 or Ozempic or semaglutide or one of the forms of doing that. And that was working for a while. Or I got nauseous, or I didn't like the way I felt, or A, B, C, and D. Now I'm back to you, right? I'm trying to tell you guys, stop all of the madness because you're going to end up back here anyway. And if you want to save yourself a phone call, listen to what I'm saying on this podcast right now. I feel like Hans and Franz. Hear me now, think about me later, right? But that's what it becomes, right? It's the thing that look. I've always said, if you want to get laid, you have to dance with the date you brought to the prom. You start screwing around at the prom, next thing you know, you're not going home with anyone. You got your dick in your hand, and the prom is over with, right?
I hope your dick's not out at the prom, though.
No, you
have
do
your
that
dick
later.
in your hand at the prom.
No, that'll probably get you kicked out.
Much later.
You understand what I'm saying?
In private, yes.
If you want to succeed, you got to dance with the date you brung.
Yeah.
And if you start messing around midstream, you're going to end up with nothing, right? That's what I'm trying to say here. Am I making sense?
Absolutely.
Because, we used to have different plateau conversations.
Right.
But now we got drugs that's thrown into it, and there's more glutides coming. If you think they're stopping with this glutide and that glutide and the other one, they're coming up with more of these peptides, and they're going to keep flooding the market.
Why wouldn't they? They're making money hand over fist.
They can't wait for you to show up. Hey, you're fat. We got your answer right here. Just stick the pen in there, baby. You're good to go.
We made this for 2 cents, and we're going to sell it to you for $1,000.
If you're lucky.
Welcome to America.
Yeah. This is America.
So a proper plateau, if someone is legit working the plan, can you address that?
Okay.
How do you know if you're actually plateauing, I guess? If it's a legit plateau, how do you know? And what are some things that you can do?
Right. I just found our song for the end of the show.
Great.
All right. So
a proper plateau.
If you're doing everything right and it's still not working, you see, this is where I have a little trouble, Anna. You can see I'm having trouble here because every time someone calls me with the plateau, and I'm not calling any of you liars because I don't know about you individually. I'm broadcasting here to a lot of people. Okay. So please understand what I'm trying to say here. In order for me to answer your question truthfully, Anna, I'm going to have to lie.
Okay.
So
I'm like, where's this going?
All right. Usually when people call me with the plateau problem and they're not doing the semaglutide or the GLP-1s or the whatever they're taking, and they're not doing the thing, it's always other things that seeped in. You don't realize it. Say again?
Like carb creep? Like
carb creep. Or I hear this a lot with the Sean Baker types, the carnivores. Thank you. This is my third podcast in about 3 hours.
Anna. You're doing amazing.
Thank you. So the carnivores, sometimes I don't understand it. I lost so much weight. I feel so much better. I got rid of 20 problems. I went off of 10 drugs. All the great things you hear about carnivore.
Right.
And they'll say, I even lost 70, 80, 90, fill in the blank pounds. Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden it stopped and now I'm gaining weight. Well, guess what? If you're eating too much of a good thing, you're going to gain weight. Remember, rule number 786 in the Vinnie world, there is nothing you can do with impunity, including eating meat. There is a level of too much. Well, I thought if I didn't eat, no.
Is that from too much, or is that from?
I've seen people
nutrient deficiency from not having. I don't know. I just
no. It's nothing. If you're doing carnivore correctly, there's no nutrient deficiency. You're getting a proper amount of fat and protein and everything else.
All I know is that when I did carnivore, I cried every day because I was starving.
Well, well, you got to eat enough. Number one,
Yeah, I know, and
even
it
Sean
grossed
Baker
me out. I
started
couldn't
at
eat
one
that much
time
meat.
gaining a little bit weight, and he even
Yeah.
talked about it. He goes, "I need to go a little lower on some of this stuff to lose the weight." And Sean Baker looks awesome, right?
Yeah, he does.
I saw him lately, and it's like, dude, you're getting younger before our eyes,
Mhm.
and he's doing crazy good things, right? When you see him doing all these,
And he's still doing carnivore. He's just making sure he doesn't overeat.
yeah, he got to a point where he was probably doing too much, even with all the exercise he does. And he does, he's the only man I know at my age that exercises more than me. Right.
Right.
And he's gotten his body back. But there was a moment, I think he was hurt or something or whatever, and he was overeating a little too much and he started gaining. You could see,
interesting.
Even though his body was awesome and he had strong legs and the whole thing, and he's got world records, he had a little love handle thing going, and someone called him out. A few people called him out on it. He just cut back a little bit. I'm assuming that's what he did, and he lost the weight. Boom.
I mean, it says here now, because I was wondering if he has added fruit in, because a lot of the carnivore guys have added some fruit in, and he has indeed done that.
Yeah, Sean Baker did.
Yeah.
Wait, read that again.
He's added some fruit into his diet. He's incorporated some fruit into his diet. But a lot of these carnivore guys have done that.
Yeah, a lot of them decide that when they go back to just a little bit of carbs of some sort, that they start doing better. I don't feel that way at all.
Yeah.
You know, I do quite well. Well, see, I get some carbs too, but mine comes in the form of, vegetables, mostly broccoli, cauliflower, cruciferous stuff. So that's where my carbs come in.
Mine
there's
too.
some carbs when I have
greens,
avocados.
Carbs in the dairy.
Yeah, exactly. I do a lot of kefir and yogurt. So there's some carbs in there. I don't feel like
I made artichokes for 65 people last week.
You bitch. Were they stuffed artichokes?
I didn't do the stuffed ones. I did make a video of the stuffed ones that I'll post soon.
I wonder if I can get my mama to make me some when I come home.
You better. And by the way, I usually make 4 to 6 artichokes that are stuffed, and it's a royal pain in the ass. And instead I made 60 artichokes. Lauren helped me. He had to. We ran out of time. We had every pot going in the house trying to steam all these artichokes.
Yeah.
And it was so bonkers insane. And I had a bunch left over, so I cut out the hearts and did a bunch of sauce. And I was like, there's so much fiber. But I'm sure there's a lot of carbs too in artichokes. But also, that's not something I'm afraid of. I'm not afraid of vegetable carbs. It doesn't scare me. That's not how I got myself into trouble. Are you taking a call?
Hello.
And as you know, there's only one call I'll take during this show.
Oh, yay. I like the sound of this.
Yeah. Marie Tortorich.
Hey, Anna.
How are you?
I tell you what, this is a momentous moment. I have Anna on the phone. I have one of my third son visiting, and I got all these wonderful people around me at the same time.
Oh, that's great.
Be honest. Who's your favorite son? If you had to pick one, Sophie's choice.
I'm going to tell you, Vinnie, I got 4 favorite sons.
You can't do that, Ma. Come on.
She can, though. She's
not
the matriarch. She's allowed.
You see?
Yeah,
She'll never give it up.
Mari, were your ears burning, or did Vinnie just call you because we were talking about your stuffed artichokes?
Oh, listen, I want to tell you.
Uh-huh.
I like my own stuffed artichokes. And we had a very big discussion about that, Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Vinnie thinks that it's the olive oil that you use that makes it good or bad. I think it's just a pure combination of all of the seasonings.
It's all the things, yeah.
And
I made the NSNG version of your artichokes and filmed a video about it. So,
well, I'm going to tell you. I had an aunt. One of my aunts used to put a lot of seafood in her artichokes. And really and truly, it was absolutely delicious, but it just wasn't Italian artichokes.
Yeah.
You know,
So, Ma, tell Daddy he's got to hold it down. Tell him you're broadcasting.
sorry, you can't talk. They can hear you. Vinnie.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Anna.
So wait, hang on, Ma. So as you know, I'm coming home for that funeral this weekend.
That's correct.
And as you know, famously, I don't eat grains, but every now and then I put a little life into living.
And so, are you telling me you want artichokes when you come home?
Naturally, I thought I was going to want to eat the fried catfish, but I think I'm done with fried catfish.
Here's what happened.
Go on.
I had to do an event last week. We did an event for a fundraiser, and we called it the Brobecue. And all the men we had all these meats, and it was awesome. And we made some salads. The thing that I agreed to do, because we're in California and we just have a bajillion artichokes, a guy's like, I'll donate, 60, 70 artichokes. And so I was like, oh, I'll take care of it. And then I regretted that, because as you know, working with artichokes is a royal pain. And so to prep that many artichokes and cook them all for the event, and I did. And so that's what brought it up. And then that got Vinnie going, like, oh, I want an artichoke now. And I said,
I need an
home.
All right. We having an artichoke moment.
Mm-hmm.
So Mom, maybe on Sunday, because I got to go to that funeral thing on Saturday.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, I'm going to the funeral on Saturday. I just talked to Musa on the phone a little while ago. One of the Berg boys is coming to pick him up, so I don't have to worry about picking him up. He told me.
Okay, good.
And I'm gonna tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make the artichokes Friday because Daddy cleans them and cuts all the stuff off.
That's nice. That's really helpful.
Yeah, he cuts them up.
And look, Anna, beside doing that takes a lot of work off of me.
Absolutely.
Because when I do them, I got to do one for each of my boys. They all eat them.
Yeah, Mom, I'm not going to eat a whole one because I don't want to go into anaphylactic shock. I'll probably eat about a quarter or half of one. So,
but I'm going to make a whole one for you.
Okay, Ma.
You're going to eat it. Just eat it.
I'm going to make a whole one for Charles, Michael, and Mark.
So even your non-favorite sons, you're going to make the same amount.
Yeah. All of the favorites.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all of my non-favorite children and my favorite children are going to be artichokes.
Good.
And look, I think I saw some pretty ones at Walmart the other day. Because Walmart,
they got good produce at the Walmart.
At our Walmart in Donaldsonville, because we're such an Italian community.
Yeah.
They do have pretty artichokes there.
Huh. Anna, do they have your sauce at that Walmart?
They do not. We are not in Walmarts. But I will tell you this, Mari, you'll appreciate this. We actually have an opportunity to pitch Rouse's. It's coming up. So I actually made a post in the Facebook. I know. I made a post in the Facebook group, and I asked people, and I made it mine. I don't think that many people responded, so I'm going to put it in the main group, in Vinnie's main group.
Yeah.
And say, if anybody in here is a Rouse's shopper, please write your location. That, like, I shop in, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and some words about how you'd like to see the pasta sauces in the stores, because we're going to take those clips and give them to the buyer. Because I was trying to explain, I was like, you don't understand. My podcast co-host, and his whole family, this is a big deal.
Yeah, we want it in the Rouse's. Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you, Rouse's is. As a matter of fact, I did my grocery shopping there. Thursday. We got one in Pankerville, which is really not far from my house.
Yeah,
that's great.
And we only have a Walmart in Donaldsonville.
Okay.
And when I need special things, I go to Rouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good place
for
a premium pasta sauce.
Sorry, Anna. Ma, I know you don't have these down there, but Anna's also in Kroger's around the country. the Kroger
We
stores.
we
The West.
know that.
Yeah.
That's great, Anna.
We're
know
trying to
that
get more
too.
Southeast stores. It's hard. We're in King Supers, Fry's, Ralph's, QFC's, and Fred Meyer's. And so those are all like Mountain Time Zone and Western Time Zone. So now we're working on the Southeast.
You're worth God, Anna. That is great.
Yeah.
I am so good.
No, and
But
folks,
Thank you.
Rouse's have stores in Louisiana and Mississippi.
And Alabama, and they're in Gulf Shores too.
yeah, they're getting around. They started off right there in Thibodeau. The family lives in Thibodeau.
I used to I knew the old man, the old lady. I did not and several of the children have died.
Yeah.
Donnie is running the whole operation now.
Okay.
Mom, why don't you go talk to Donnie? Tell him he needs to get some Vocino in there. Come on.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, Vinnie. I can probably get to Trump quicker than I can get to Donnie Rouse.
Well, Mark can probably get to him, right? Somebody will know him.
I don't know if Mark knows him as well as I do. We used to know the one we really knew was the one he died. He was a lawyer.
Yeah.
And we knew him very, very
I'll tell you
well.
what, I know where the house is. I'll go knock on the front door. And
Yeah.
that's how you do it. You just knock on the
You can
front
do a
door.
ding dong ditch, but leave them some sauce on the
Yeah,
porch.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. The house is
Yeah.
beautiful. It's a big, beautiful house.
I'm sure.
Oh,
Them
yeah.
Rouse's.
Yeah, so I'm going to be down in Thibodeau in a couple of days, Anna. I'll bring some of the sauce.
Great.
Now, Vin, when are you actually leaving?
Ma, we could talk about that off the air. We're in the middle of a show here. I just wanted to look. I'm going to eat grains for the first time in probably since Christmas, and this is going to be my treat. Right? We're talking
That's
about putting a little life into living and
Did
plateaus.
did I do artichokes for Christmas?
I think I had that, and I had a piece of pecan pie, and that was the last time I had anything significant. That was like a treat.
I'm gonna do the artichokes. Wait, Friday is my hair day. I'm gonna do the artichokes after I do my hair Friday.
Yeah, get your hair done, Ma. I don't want you to do ugly hair artichokes. That's the worst.
Oh,
No, you have to have cute hair when you're doing them artichokes.
before your artichokes.
Yeah, and I'm not going to eat it until Sunday, Ma. So don't worry about it.
Oh, I know. I won't cook them till so I'll stuff them, refrigerate them, and cook them Sunday morning. They don't take long.
Yeah, and then maybe we'll do a thing at Mark's house, and you bring them over.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
All right, Ma.
All right.
Love you.
It's good to hear your voice. Love you.
Anna, so good talking to you, baby.
Yeah,
Thank
she
you
loves
for
more
joining us.
All right. And Anna, if you get in the Rouses, you will be coming to our way because
That's
we're
right.
not far from them.
That's right.
That would be wonderful.
There you go, Anna.
I'm on my way. I
You
can't
just
wait.
threw yourself a jar of of sauce.
That's right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
There she goes.
Oh my God, I love her so much.
You said artichokes, and all of a sudden I went, you know what?
You need to get her on the phone.
Yeah, they're not going to be around forever. I remember when my grandmother died, I was like, I'm looking at her in the casket. I was like, I'll never have her stuffed artichokes again. Because even though my mom uses a calabrese recipe, and my grandmother used a Sicilian recipe. They were slightly different. Right? And our friends thought we were joking. They would do blind taste tests with us and go, all right, which one, like they knew which one was which. And me and Michael was like, grandmother, mom. A couple of times they tried to trick us and put a little bit of each on the thing. It's like, oh boy, what just happened here?
Yeah.
So Anna, we've said enough about plateaus, folks. Look, if you're plateauing, sometimes you just stop losing weight for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even a month. That's one thing. Start looking at everything. Be honest with yourself. That's all we're trying to say here. Be honest with you. Okay? It makes a big difference. And you might notice, I'm doing a little too much of this, a little too much of that. Notice I'm going home for a funeral. I'm going to have a piece of an artichoke. And then that's it.
Right.
When I drink that cup of coffee at the end of it, that means it's over with. It stops. The buck stops there. That's how I keep myself in check. Everyone's got to figure out a way to keep themselves in check.
Right.
There is no free lunch in nature, right? And we were talking about Kroger's. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're Kroger-owned stores. We're not technically in Kroger, but Kroger owns King Soopers, Fry's, Smith's, QFC, Fred Meyer's, and Ralph's, which is all of their West Coast and Mountain Time Zone stores. And all of getting in these stores is a huge accomplishment. However, we got to sell. We got to sell.
Yeah.
So if y'all are shopping at those stores, please go in. I'm doing my Venmo rebate. You know, every time that we bill Villa Capelli, I take Vinnie sends me my half on Venmo and I leave it in my Venmo, and that's what I'm using to rebate you guys. So literally Villa Capelli pays me and then I take it and I give it to you.
Yeah.
So I'm rebating $1 per jar for marinara and pink crema and $3 per jar for spicy and puttanesca. And I always say I will keep doing it until it runs out. And then when it runs out, it runs out.
Yeah.
But any retail partner, it doesn't have to be a Kroger store. Any of our retail partners, and I much appreciate the help. And I'm doing that on purpose because I hope it entices you guys to go, yeah, let me go support.
Go find one of those stores. Smith, give them to me again.
QFC, Smith's, Fred Meyer's, Ralph's, Fry's, King Soopers.
Go to one of those stores. Buy her stuff right now. She'll give you $1 back.
It's a big deal to be in a traditional grocery store, a conventional grocery store.
Yeah.
Places like Kroger generally don't take on smaller brands because we can't compete with the bigger brands.
Right.
You know? Rayo's sells like $90 million a year of pasta sauce. At
but that's not a small company. Rayo's is
right. No, it's owned by Campbell's, and it's huge. And they have a lot of dollars that they can put to discounts and stuff like that. So our approach is we have to rally the people who want to find good food at conventional grocery stores. We want to be in Walmarts. We want to be in these places. We want to have good food available to people nationwide. And this is part of the process.
Yeah.
So thanks for your support, folks.
Yeah, everybody go do that. We'll make that the final thing so you guys can remember that and go do it. Look, you know all the things. We all go to Amazon. Before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com, click through the banner, puts coal on the fire, gets our train down the track. We talked about being American, so that reminded me of a song during the show. So we're going to play it here. On behalf of Anna Vocino, my name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living, and let's do it with Toby Keith.